In today's video, I will talk about our traditional education system. In his book Business School, American billionaire Robert Kiyosaki exposes some hypocrisies in our education system that will make you think again. He said, "Our schools and universities are working as employees making machines. These institutions never create owners." In this book, you will learn how to become a company owner. In this video, we will learn about the path to becoming educated and rich in real life. From the book Business School by Robert T. Kiyosaki. What is life-changing education? It is a clever educational system called a pyramid. This principle states that nature conducts education in 4 ways: winter, summer, spring, and monsoon. The author says that when I talk about life-changing education, there are 4 ways to change it. Put differently, for life-changing real learning to be impactful for life, it must work equally at the 4 points of the learning pyramid. These 4 factors must be influenced by mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual education. Number 1 is mental education. School education mainly emphasizes on our mental education. It teaches us reading, writing, and arithmetic, which are important skills, generally called cognitive ability. But what is not like about the traditional education system is that the idea of education wrongly influences past physical and spiritual expectations. Number 2, thought past education. The complaint about the traditional education system is that it is based on fear. The author states more clearly, this education system is based on the fear of getting it wrong, out of which fear of failure is created. Instead of encouraging me to learn, my teachers encouraged me to study and scared me of failure. They mainly used such sentences in school, college: if you don't get good marks, you won't get good paying job. Another thing is that when I was in school, I was punished for making mistakes. The school had intellectually taught me that I should be afraid of making mistakes. In schools, students are flogged if they make mistakes. The problem is that people in real life go above and beyond everyone. They go on to be people who have made a lot of mistakes in their lives and learned from his mistakes. An important step in education is that we do not learn by making mistakes. We learn to ride a bicycle only when we fall off it again and again. After that, get back on the bike and fall again, and get back on the bike again. But if you don't learn from your mistakes, it's a crime. The author says that most people lie after making a mistake because they are haunted by the thought of admitting their mistake. Because of this, they lose the opportunity to learn new things and develop themselves. It is a crime to make a mistake and not admit it, or to blame someone else for your mistake. When I was learning sales, salesmen who couldn't achieve their goals were fired. We live in a world of fear of failure. We are not living in a world of learning. But right there, in the world of network marketing, leaders are trained to teach their weak salesmen and can take them by the hand and pull them up. If you were punished for falling off a bicycle and fired for not being able to ride a bicycle, you probably would never have learned to ride a bicycle. The author says that I am economically more successful and richer than most people, not because I am smarter than most people. I'm in a stronger position economically because I've failed more times than most people. I was able to move forward because I made more mistakes. I love network marketing because in this world you are encouraged to learn from mistakes and develop yourself. I believe it is a life-changing lesson. When you step out of your fear, then you can start climbing. If you are the type of person who is terrified of making mistakes and failing, network marketing is for you. Business activities will be particularly beneficial for you. I have seen network marketing training programs with my own eyes, in which confidence increases, and once you gain confidence, your life will change forever. Number 3. Physical education. Simply put, people who are afraid of making mistakes don't learn much, because they don't do much. Learning is a physical process with an event process. Learning is learning, and learning is a physical process. If you are properly groomed, you will know exactly, and you will never go wrong. But this has a lot to say. How can you improve if you answer everything but the thing you dread doing? All the sales companies I know about, they will move you forward. In a traditional education system, children should prefer to learn information and learn to think, to be afraid of making mistakes, which causes you to physically regress. Mental thoughts in a fearful environment can be good for everyone, both physically as I mean. I am now so ruined that I am working so much for riches. I take responsibility for my mistakes and learn from them. I have made more mistakes, and I can make bigger mistakes, where many people do not want to make any mistakes. They work hard not to make mistakes. You can't repay your future until you're doing something new, where there is no fear of making mistakes, and you not learning from mistakes. Write this book for what multi-level video or MLM companies can plan for us to do. He said, I am in MLM company to learn, not to earn money. Good networking makes it their company's company because they always learn from mistakes. By working and learning from mistakes, you repay yourself. And this process has to be done. Real-life education. If you are afraid of making mistakes, you believe you will make a difference, but good networking can be a very important personality development activity for running a company. If you want to make a change, you don't make a change. And if you want to change a person's way of thinking, first talk about changing their words. Change the words he is using. Another good thing about networking business is that it also emphasizes what you say and what you think. Reciprocal learning punishes you for making mistakes as opposed to making mistakes. And 90 to 95% of people don't want to make mistakes. They want and can structure a specific job. Number 4 is spiritual education. You have some good marketing companies, just like there are some good religious organizations and some bad religious organizations. Some facts I know I make spiritual. When I was in the force in the Vietnam War, then I learned of many wounded people who could have survived, but they fought to the end. Other soldiers may survive. Let me tell you about a childhood friend of mine who was fighting on enemy lines in Vietnam. He used to say that I am alive today because the cloudy half-dead man is fighting for me. Your life will change when you do. I sacrifice your friend's life to save yours. Early in the war, the silence of an aircraft carrier at night when the ocean swells are unleashed. I knew that long time of war with peace I once established with my soul, the long time of my copper I more. I live my life calmly. Some money means too hard to die when I want to live life anymore. I want to live the next day. I want to live my other answer tomorrow. I want to fly in the armed sky with the airplane. Devourer with fear. Then I call upon my human spirit to support me the next day, and I can take to the skies and fight with my greatest abilities. Why is the result not appropriate? War is a terrible thing, where a man treats man very badly, but fights. I see the best form of humanity. It is in war that I exert power. The good thing is that you don't have to go to the battlefield to recognize this power. Permanent. I express the power of physically limited human strength as my mind in the Vietnam War. I told a boy for whom he had no idea of pain, but his physical vanity can stifle his spiritual power. He may win the race, but he can take my heart. The boy touched my human soul, reminded me of what I had passed, the far time I for me, all children run for me, run for us. Subscribe now to watch videos, to watch next videos. Thanks for staying so long.